Welcome to Great Loop Lifestyles. Today we are highlighting Tangier Island, Virginia. This is Kim Russo with America's Great Loop Cruisers Association, and Tangier Island is a very special and unique place and kind of a must-see, in my opinion, on the Great Loop. Tangier Island is about 10 miles off the coast of Crisfield, Maryland, and we decided to leave our boat, the Perch, in Crisfield and take the Tangier Island ferry across to tour the island. The island is only accessible by boat. It has a few cars on it, but most of the transportation is by golf cart. And for an island only 10 miles away from the mainland, it really seems worlds away. One of the things about Tangier is that the island is actually sinking. So that combined with increasing water levels means that scientists expect the island only to be above water for another 30 to 50 years. So if Tangier Island is something that you would like to explore, you want to make sure that you do it as soon as you can. But as I said, it just seems kind of worlds away from the mainland. The people here speak their own dialect of the English language. And as you arrive, you see immediately that most of the people make their living from the water. These are shrimp and crabbing and fishing shacks that are there along the entrance to the harbor on Tangier Island. So during the season, you'll see lots of activity going on in these shacks as the watermen are making their living. The ferry docks here, and as you walk into town, you will notice a Welcome to Virginia sign, but you will also see some of the locals waiting for you on golf carts, and they will give you a tour of the island on the golf cart. It takes only 15 or 20 minutes, and it's about $5 a person. And we found that well worth it as a way to kind of get oriented to the island, see what was there, and ask some questions of the locals because this really is a fascinating place. Our tour guide was extremely friendly. She was a lifelong native of Tangier Island, and she was extremely forthcoming in providing all of the answers to our questions and giving us a tour of her lovely home island. So one of the places she drove us by was the medical center. This is a picture of it. There are two RNs who live on the island, but no doctor. A doctor does visit 3 times a week and comes over on the mail boat or the ferry boat. So there is medical care available. There is also a medevac helicopter that can be flown in from Salisbury, Maryland, and land in about 20 minutes if there is an emergency. So that is how they handle emergency medical situations here on the island. I mentioned the mail boat. This is a boat that comes out every day except for Sunday. This is a picture of the post office. And the mail boat does bring visitors to the island, brings the doctor over, and also any packages, of course, and any other goods and supplies that are needed here on the island. They do have a small grocery store to serve the people that live here so that they don't have to travel to the mainland themselves to get their groceries. The school serves grades K through 12 and typically has about 40 students enrolled. This year's graduating class was particularly large. A total of 8 students graduated from the Tangier Island School this year. Our tour guide told us that most of the high school graduates now either leave the island for college or to serve our country in the military, and most of them don't return. So the island's population is dwindling, and it's currently about 400 people. There are a few restaurants on the island. This being a little bit before the prime tourist season, only one was open on our visit, but it was a lovely lunch at Lorraine's Seafood that we joined a few other loopers who were actually tied up at Parks Marina. You can tie your boat up at Parks Marina. We chose to stay in Crisfield at Summers Cove Marina, which is an AGLCA sponsor, and we took the ferry, of course, over to Tangier Island. But there were other loopers tied up right there at Parks Marina. We do want to offer our condolences to the Parks family. The Parks Marina has been owned by the family for a long time, and Milton Parks, who just passed away at the age of 90, was a longtime staple at the marina, welcoming loopers and riding his scooter at the age of 90 down the docks. And when we arrived, we heard he had just in the past few days become ill, and sadly to say, he did pass a few days later. So our heartfelt condolences to everyone on Tangier Island and also to the Parks family. A final recommendation before we head back to that ferry and leave Tangier Island: make sure you stop by the museum. It's very well done. It pays homage to all of the Tangier Island natives who have served in the armed forces. and the history of Tangier Island, which was a significant role in a few of our country's wars, including the War of 1812, where a fort was actually established on the island. So be sure to stop by the museum before leaving. And overall, this is just an amazing stop on the Great Loop. Don't miss Tangier Island. It won't be here forever. It is unlike what you will find elsewhere on the loop, so be sure and stop by whether you take the ferry or dock your own boat there. Thanks for watching. We'll be back with our next leg of the Great Loop soon.